Hello. Um, Couple updates first. Had some more deliveries with the referral code. So thanks again to Arthur, Brian, Jeff, Jake, LeBron, Tipe, and Mike. When I started this channel, I thought that only people like near me would be watching. And I quickly realized that that was completely incorrect. When I got one of the referrals, it tells me the date that the person took delivery, and I noticed it was the day after it currently was where I was, and it took me a while to realize that this person was on a different continent. So that's pretty cool. And thanks again for everybody using the referral. If you're keeping count, that's 8 now. So China's at 6% towards getting that roadster. We're also 2 referrals away from unlocking the next level where you can build up to the prize being the ride in the boring tunnel machine. And that's another thing that I would have to fly out to California to do, and I probably won't be able to. So that's something I would almost certainly be giving away if they allow it. And just as a reminder, you can use the referral code to get $1,000 off of SRNX, or now you can use it to get an extended 5-year warranty on the solar products. They haven't sent me an email yet about the Arachnid wheels, so that's something I'll still be giving away. Waiting on that, and we'll have that giveaway with the live video and everything. It'll probably be something like maybe you'll get like 48 hours or something to claim the prize or something like that. And if it's something you aren't interested in at all, you could just let me know in the comments or something. I did, however, receive the save the date for the Tesla Semi event, so that's happening. Also, a couple things that came out. The Model 3 apparently has hit a production bottleneck, and they only delivered 220 out of the 1,500 that they were supposed to be delivering. And to balance out the Model 3's somewhat bad news, the Model S and the Model X had one of the best third quarters that they've had since they've been making those 2 vehicles. And talking about other electric vehicles, the Chevy Bolt had its best month in September, delivering over 2,600. But the main reason I'm here at this truck stop recording is that the first spy shots of the Tesla Semi may be out. I have a couple observations from the picture. The most obvious thing is it's not a day cab. It appears to have a sleeper in the back. And that goes against those rumors that came out a couple of weeks ago, which I thought was strange because Elon said it would be a long-range vehicle, and those rumors also said that it would have only up to 300 miles of range. And the fact that it has a sleeper means that it will definitely have a very long range, because there's not much reason to have a sleeper on a vehicle if it can't go very far. Another thing I noticed, it still doesn't have any mirrors, but if you look at the picture, there appears to be something in the A-pillar. It could be maybe where a camera or something is, or it could be maybe a connection point for a mirror, but there isn't a mirror, so I'm kind of skeptical of when this thing will come out, because there really doesn't seem to be any movement as far as laws that will allow vehicles to exist without mirrors. It could also be a reflection off the glass, because of the front windshield is tinted, so it could just be a reflection right at that corner and it looks like it's something else. And also, keeping with Tesla's theme, there are no visible door handles. But the only view you can see is of the passenger side, and in a truck that doesn't necessarily need to be a door over there unless it's legally required. Yeah, when I'm at truck stops, it's not uncommon to see more than one person get out of the driver door and them to just leave the passenger door alone. Another thing about the doors if you look through the windshield, you can see where the seats are. You can see the headrest through the windshield. And if you look at where the door is or where that panel is, it appears to be behind it. So it would appear that it would open up and you would enter like in the back, and it'd be like a cockpit style, similar to the Nikola 1. And you would enter into the sleeper area, and you'd walk in between the seats to get to the driver's seat. And behind the door, there might be some steps, because there don't appear to be enough steps on the outside to get you to the level to where the seats are on the inside of the truck. So you might open the door and then you can kind of step in or step up and then walk towards to where the driver's seat would be. Another thing I noticed is it has a massive windshield. Don't think I've seen a windshield that huge on a truck. Like if you think the Model X has a huge windshield, this one appears to be much larger. Like and just considering how much wider the tractor is going to be than a Model X, that's going to be a huge windshield, and it appears to be one piece of glass. In the truck I'm in now, it's two pieces of glass, and they have a divider in the middle. And it doesn't distract your visibility as much as you would think, but it definitely doesn't look nice. But one thing that could be a problem with that is it's such a huge piece of glass, and you know it's going to be a really expensive piece of glass. The truck appears to sit down really low, and the bottom part of the glass is really low. And for a vehicle that's on the interstate a lot, it's not uncommon to get chips in the glass. Like I have a chip in the glass right there. So the advantage to having the style of truck that I have right now with the two pieces of glass is if I get a chip on one side, I don't have to replace the whole glass. But with that, I feel like it'll be more prone to getting chipped, and it'll be a lot more expensive to place. That's a massive piece of glass. Also, one thing to look at is just the sheer difference, just the difference in how the Tesla truck looks and how that Peterbilt looks, the white Peterbilt that's pulling the Tesla on the trailer, how that truck looks. We'll look at how much more aerodynamic the Tesla looks. And the Peterbilt is the long nose, the long hood style that the older truck drivers kind of love. That's like the muscle car of trucks. I personally don't like that design. I think it looks dated. It looks purposely inefficient and not aerodynamic. I'm not a fan of it. It looked like it would make it harder to maneuver. In my line of work, we go into a lot of tight spaces, so I would never want to have a hood that long. I don't think visibility is as good in those types of trucks. While in a Tesla, it looks like the glass would come down almost to like your knee line almost. Because if you look through the windshield and you see where the seat is, you'll have a lot of glass in front of you. So I think visibility will be excellent. And there's one more thing in the picture that caught my eye is the white truck in the background. At first glance, I thought it was a Freightliner, but I'm kind of backing off that. I was starting to think that it was a KW, and I'm still not sure on that either. But then looking closer, if you look at the back, at the part where the license plate would be on a regular car, but they wouldn't put them there on trucks. They put the license plate on a truck in the front because it's usually connected to a trailer. But if you look in that area, it appears to be a Western Star logo, and unless I'm imagining things, that's a Western Star logo, so that's got to be a Western Star truck. And I got on Google and I searched and I couldn't find any example of a Western Star with the logo on the back in that area. So that could just be something that looks like a Western Star logo, but that's what it looks like to me. And there's some things that stand out about that truck. You can see the driver's side of the truck, and you kind of have a back angle view, but you can't see any stacks from the truck. So that kind of puts you on alert a little bit, like wondering if is something going on with this truck. Is this an electric truck also? Kind of like the Roadster was, where it had Tesla's drivetrain and everything basically on the inside made from Tesla, and it's kind of being in the Roadster shell. But it doesn't have a stack that's visible from the rear. But it being a Western Star, it could possibly be in front of the fairing on the passenger side, because there are some trucks like that. I'm not a fan of that design. It kind of defeats the purpose of having fairings. It would disrupt the airflow coming around the truck. So, but some trucks, the way they put the stack up, you can't really put it anywhere else. So that could be where the stack is. Also, the fuel tank, if you look under it, you can see something that looks like a round cylinder that could be the fuel tank, but they have it covered with this big box over the catwalk area. And it doesn't, that it seems odd the way they put that box there, or whatever that is, because normally you don't just cover up the fuel tank like that. That truck being there and disconnected from the trailer just seems odd to me, because if it was just there to bring that trailer, and the trailer obviously had all the equipment that they had kind of set up outside in the tent and stuff, they probably had that inside the trailers. But why would they have to disconnect the truck from the trailer? And I'm not even sure now if that truck even pulled the trailer, because it has this huge box on it. But I guess the box could have been in the trailer and they moved it, and that could be a part of the testing also. And that could be maybe to simulate the weight of the battery, or to simulate the weight of a sleeper, since that's a day cab. And also, just under that box, there's like a side skirt or fairing, or whatever you want to call it, that's in most trucks that's used for aerodynamics. But I do find it odd that they have that, but there are no wheel covers on that trailer's drive wheels. I found that weird, because almost every truck I've seen that has the side skirt fairing thing, it also has the wheel covers. You just complete the whole aerodynamic look, and you're more likely to see one with the wheel covers than with the side the side fairing. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that at all. The conspiracy side of me is telling me that that thing is there just to block people from seeing what's on the bottom of the trailer. And the last thing is, I don't see where the airlines are coming out from that trailer. I don't know if they've been modified to come out in front of that box. You can see something in front of that box, and it would be near where a trailer would connect to the truck, or if they're just hidden behind the box and they just put the box there in front of the airline, since they wouldn't have been connected to anything if it wasn't pulling the trailer and the box was in the way. Also, another thing you can notice in the picture, off to the side, you can see the top wind fairing that would go on the top of the trailer. That was pretty much expected. Most tractors come with an option to have the wind fairing on the top, just for the different size loads you have. Usually pull one of the big box vans, you'll need a fairing that'll be able to push the air over 13.5 feet, just to make it more aerodynamic. But that's pretty much all the observations I have right now from the picture. I'm gonna keep looking at it, because I've been staring at it all day. I really like looking at the difference between that Peterbilt and the alleged Tesla semi. I think it's a really good chance that that's it. I think they said that picture was taken somewhere in California, in a known Tesla testing ground. So fingers crossed that that's the real deal. It looks really sleek. It looks like something Tesla would make. It looks different. I don't have any complaints. I would like to drive it. I would like to drive it, and I would like to see what it could do. I would like to see some on the road. I would like to see, I want to see what it looks like pulling a trailer or pulling tankers or different loads or going up hills, and seeing how well it performs. Especially seeing how well it accelerates with a load compared to a high end truck, and maybe even like a lower end truck, just for comparison. Yeah, so I'm starting to get really excited for the Tesla Semi event. I'm going to be watching live. Going to try to figure out a way to take a nap during the day and just watch it live and then get a nap afterwards. And also, don't forget, one last time, you can use the referral code. If you take delivery soon, you can still be in the running for those Arachnid wheels and all the prize that Tesla is giving me, that I'm giving to the people who use my referral code. If you're on the fence about getting a Tesla, you're on the fence about getting one, but you're pretty sure you're eventually going to get one, and the credits, the incentives, the federal incentives are important to you, I would really advise you to get one now, because this will likely be the last time you'll be able to do like I did and order the car, take delivery of the car, and then almost immediately file your taxes and get the return right after that. So that's something to take into consideration, because after this year, I'm pretty sure the full tax credit is going to be gone. I mean, you might be able to get away with doing it at the end of next year, where you'll get some, maybe you can take delivery in December of next year, you'll get some credit that following tax year. But the $7,500 is, I think that's going to go with the Model S and the Model X deliveries keeping up the way that they are.